There is no way in the history of boxing that Logan Paul will win this fight against Mayweather. The boxing gods will not allow it. I promise you that.
Pascal.
Top story, one of the top stories broke last night, and I saw this and I was totally, utterly surprised. Floyd Mayweather is going to be fighting Logan Paul in February, y'all. And guess who's commentating? I love it. Snoop Dogg, baby. I love it. I'm so excited about this. Yeah, legendary rapper Snoop Dogg has offered to commentate. I think from my understanding, since this article, it has been confirmed he will be commentating for this. And obviously everybody knows because of the last big fighting event with Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. I mean, Snoop Dogg killed that ish. Absolutely annihilated. He was the best part of the entire thing, aside from the fights. You know, some were fairly lackluster, but there were some other ones that were definitely really, really good. But he stole the show. Let's be completely straight funky. I think him and weed, marijuana, took over. Like, they were the star of the show. You know what I'm saying? The boxers just were mere players. You know what I mean? Amongst this stage of weed and Snoop Dogg. But I got to be real. This is going to be dope. It looks like the fight is going to be February 20th of 2021. So it's only a few months from now. Real talk. Mayweather is 43. He has not boxed. He hasn't fought since his exhibition match with Tenshin Nasukawa, a Japanese kickboxer in 2018. Obviously, he had that fight with Conor McGregor a few years back as well. I think that was like 2016, 2017. I don't remember correctly, but it was definitely a sight to see. It was definitely an interesting fight. You know, you got Conor McGregor, who's a MMA, UFC champion and beast, fight going toe to toe with Mayweather. It was quite an interesting spectacle, if you will. They both, no matter what, doesn't matter who went home with the win, with the W, they both went home with copious amounts of bags. They secured the hell out of damn bags, y'all. So this is going to be very interesting. The fact that they got Logan Paul, not Jake Paul. I want to make that abundantly clear because there's a lot of people, David, that doesn't know that, sorry, theater, that there is a Logan and Jake Paul. There are two brothers, two completely different. They don't look alike at all. I mean, they look like brothers, but they don't look identical. Logan Paul is the older brother of Jake Paul. Now, Jake Paul was on the fight a few weeks back, fighting against Nate Robinson. He's the one who laid out Nate Robinson in a very novice type of boxing match. But hey, still, Jake Paul had more skill than Nate, and that was obvious as hell. Logan Paul is one hell of a fighter. Or Logan Paul apparently, allegedly, I don't know if this is entirely true or not, but from my understanding, Logan Paul was one hell of an athlete growing up. He was actually a really good wrestler. And then obviously he became a huge Vine sensation, and now he's a huge YouTuber alongside his brother, Jake Paul. So he's been fighting. He has been doing some boxing matches and everything. He went against KSI, just like 2 bouts with him. I don't remember the results of that. One of you guys, please check that out. I don't remember who won what. I don't know if it was like
KSI.
KSI won both,
but I think it went down to by decision.
It went down by decision on both. He won both fights. KSI won both fights.
It's only listing one fight on his record. 6-round fight with KSI, and he lost it on November 9th, 2019 at the Staples Center.
Oh, okay. Dang. Staples. You see what I'm saying? Bruh. Okay, so but before we jump into all that and my opinions about this thing, okay. He's just known for, he's a YouTuber. That fight between Logan Paul and KSI, I could have sworn there was a second one. I could have sworn there was a second one. So then wait a second.
There was.
Yeah,
It went to a draw too.
Okay, so there was two, and one was a draw, and another one was KSI won. Correct?
Yes.
There we go. So, all right. So I was about to say I'm not crazy because I remember these events. They were big, huge events, which is what I'm trying to say. Logan Paul, and definitely KSI. I mean, they're huge YouTubers. So when you got two YouTubers willing to go toe to toe, it is a for a fact it's going to be a huge draw. Logan Paul is a huge draw. Hence the reason why them boxing inside of Staples, for a fact, thousands of people are going to go and see Logan Paul, period. KSI as well. Huge fans. They got fans on both sides of the spectrum. So them coming in and seeing them fight is one thing. So now the fact that he's going and fighting Mayweather is a huge thing. So in my personal opinion, it's a very, very good move for Logan Paul. He gonna lose, but I think it's a very good move on Logan Paul's part. He's going to secure them bags. He's going to get his face, like, literally, Mayweather's going to wipe the floor with him. Literally. I swear to God. The fact that he's willing to go toe-to-toe with Mayweather is one thing. So this is going to be very, very interesting to see both of them go at it with each other and see who actually wins. Mayweather, in my personal opinion. Guys, what are your thoughts on this whole new card and this announcement?
I was just looking up, so Mayweather right now is 150 pounds, and Logan Paul's 189 pounds.
Yep.
That's a sizable difference in boxing.
Do they give their heights?
Let's see. Logan Paul height. He is 6'2", and Mayweather is 5'8". So the reach is more, and the weight is more.
And he's younger too.
And he's younger. It's going to be one of those things where either Floyd comes in and just wipes the floor with him because of the technical skills that he has just from experience, right? And he knows, and he's obviously is studying him and going to prep up for the next 2.5 months to be able to get back into the boxing ring to prep for it. Now, this could be one of those things where you might want to put $5 down on Logan Paul on that 2,000 to 1 odd or whatever it ends up being, that he just catches him, one right hook or an uppercut or something to lay him out. And that's the only way that I see him beating him, is that he knocks him out.
There is no question, in my personal opinion, who's going to win. No question at all. I'm sorry. I'm sure Mayweather's a smart man. All right. He's an incredibly talented fighter. He also knows about the art of showmanship and entertainment. So I'm sure he's going to let Logan Paul stay in the ring with him for a little bit just to make it more entertaining. But I guarantee you, Mayweather's going to annihilate Logan Paul. I guarantee you that. That is, I mean, that this whole conversation, we shouldn't even be having this conversation. We already know Mayweather's going to destroy Logan Paul. You also got to remember, depending on what weight he goes down, how much weight he loses, Logan Paul, that could be really, really heavy for him. That could really hurt him. Losing all that weight that fast can be really bad as far as like keeping your momentum up, your endurance, etc. That could really mess up your body. So him not being able to, him dropping or at least getting as close to Mayweather's weight.
Does he have to?
I
don't think so. This is not a sanctioned fight. This is just an exhibition. I don't think there's any rules to it.
That is true.
I don't think there's any weight. And again, it's one of those things too, where just like with Tyson, they're not going to do probably any drug testing beforehand or anything like that.
And they did do drug testing. They just didn't test for weed.
I got you.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but a lot of people are saying that Floyd's here to avenge Nate Robinson.
Yeah. Did you? I'm going to actually talk about that fight a little bit between Jake Paul and Robinson because after Robinson got knocked out, Mayweather was like telling everybody to respect Robinson because people were giving him crap for losing, and he kept going out defending him, basically saying, "Yo, this was his first time. He was brave for going out there. It might not have been the best match, but he tried. Everyone's got to respect him." And shortly after the fight, Jake Paul also said that he is the new Mayweather. Jake Paul, not Logan Paul, said this, that he is the new Mayweather. And shortly after that, Logan Paul and Mayweather announced this fight is happening. So that's kind of interesting there. It seems like there's a little bit of a rivalry built up over Robinson being knocked out somewhat.
Ooh, poking the bear.
Yeah. And,
well, you also got to remember though too. I mean, Mayweather could be doing this for the culture as well. You know what I'm saying? Like let's throw that in the mix as well. There was a lot of people out here that were like, "Yo, Nate Robinson said he was going to be doing this for the culture. He was going to do this for the people," and he got his ass knocked the F out. So a lot of people are going, well, what does that say? What does that say about the culture? He was supposed to be doing this for the culture and he just lost. So now I feel like Floyd is like, well, let me put on my cape. Let me save, let me save the culture real quick. Let me do this one for the culture. So I think he was willing to do this not only for the monies, let's keep it real, for the monies, but also I think he's motivated for there's a deeper motivation going on there. You know what I'm saying? Especially after Nate Robinson just got his clock cleaned out. Like, bruh. It was bad. Go ahead.
Mayweather said that, let's see. He was calling out Logan Paul in this tweet or Facebook post, I'm not sure which, but he says, these YouTube girls better find some Barbie dolls to play with because I'm not one of those for kid games. 3 years ago, a fighter from the UFC said my name and I had to put a muzzle on that bee. Logan Paul can get the same treatment before I go conquer Japan again. So it sounds like Mayweather is ready for this. And I agree with you that I see Mayweather winning, even though pretty much like physically speaking, Logan Paul has everything in his favor. He has the reach, he has the weight, he has the height. Presumably he'll have more strength just because of his weight and height. And but Mayweather, it's just like he's really, really skilled, and I don't think he would come back if he didn't feel confident. And I do expect him to completely destroy Logan Paul. Logan Paul only has, I guess, 2 matches under his belt before this. One of them a loss, one of them a draw. Mayweather's record, I don't know it off the top of my head, but it's amazing.
50-0.
There you go. There you go. So it is really good. What does surprise me though is see if I have the odds here, but the odds are not in favor for Mayweather at all. They're in favor of Logan Paul, and most people seem to think that Logan Paul won't even get knocked down. Odds are in favor. Odds are in favor that he will get knocked down. But the odds are also saying that the fight will end in Logan Paul's favor before the final round. So that's interesting. I don't agree with the odds. Mind you, these odds just came out within an hour of the announcement. So, even though they have a lot of people that are really knowledgeable about the sports that make these odds, you can't really trust them all that much. I just think it's interesting to show the perspective. Is that here we go? Here's the odds. Logan Paul has a 15-1 chance, and Floyd Mayweather they're putting at 1-50. So huge difference. You
got to also note, again, looking at heights and weights, that last fight he did against the Japanese kickboxer, mixed martial artist, Tenshin Nasukawa, he was only 5'5" and weighed 125 pounds. So 3 inches shorter and 25 pounds lighter than Mayweather. He got knocked out in the first round and was taunted by him, and they threw in the towel for him. But the last 2 people he fought were not people that just were specifically training for boxing.
Right.
They came over from another thing, so their body and everything kind of reacts, thinking that they can do other kicks or other moves that they're whereas you're only trained to box, your brain's thinking that way. So I don't know. You can't underestimate him because of the people that are in his corner and training him. And, it just, the size and weight difference, that's just one of those things that I understand why those odds are probably put it the way that they're at. Like that's.
Yeah.
But I mean, Mayweather's just a beast. So
Mayweather is a beast. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like there's no question about this fight. This is just something that's going to be entertaining to watch. That's it. We're just watching entertainment. And of course, there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people that do not like the Pauls at all. I think that's the reason why everybody tuned in to see Nate Robinson fight Jake Paul, because they wanted to see him destroy Jake Paul, right? That wish did not come true. For me, I was like, man, I can't wait to see this. He gonna get destroyed by Nate Robinson. Nope, not at all, right? Same thing with Logan Paul. He has a lot of hate. There's a lot of people that hate Logan Paul, that cannot stand Logan Paul. So everyone's going to be buying these tickets to see him get destroyed by Mayweather. There is no way in the history of boxing that Logan Paul will win this fight against Mayweather. The boxing gods will not allow it. I promise you that. You got somebody who is still a novice in the sport fighting a genetic freak of nature in the sport of boxing. There's no freaking way. None. The only reason why Logan Paul will be still on his feet in round 3 is because Mayweather allowed that to be so. I'm being real. He's going to do that, and he's going to go, hey, no, because I need to secure this bag. Or it's like, hey, we get extra money if we last longer than 3 rounds. If I let him last longer than 3 rounds, I get to secure even more bags. Come on. Let's dance. That's it. That's all I see. I don't see anything around. I see him knocking him out in the first round. This is a kid who has no experience. You got a highly decorated fighter fighting a kid that has no idea what he's doing still. Who's only fought people that are novices as well. Mayweather is going to destroy Logan Paul. And hey, good on you, Logan. You're going to get some serious cash. You're going to make some real money. But this might be the last fight you do. What were you going to say, David? I'm sorry. It's the truth. It's the truth, baby. Go ahead.
I think you're right. Yeah, my expectation is that the first few rounds are going to be pretty quiet. Basically, I think Mayweather is going to use Logan Paul's height and weight against him and make him tire himself out a lot faster, because that's what happens when a larger opponent works the same amount. They expend more energy and tire out quicker. So I think that's what he's going to do, just because even though he's a better boxer, with that reach and that strength, if he takes a punch to the face, it's not going to be great. So he's going to be just working. I bet he's going to be working on the body and just dancing around Logan Paul until Logan Paul is worn out from the gut punches and his size and weight. And then that's when we'll start seeing him go in hard.
Boom. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We're going to see. We're going to see for sure. We will wait. That's fine. February is going to be one hell of a month. I can't wait to see it with my own 2 papers. That's going to be fascinating as hell. Real talk.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.